Sorry for all the background noise. Today I'm here, I have tabs open, to tell you a story about summer. So, last summer, I'm in Boy Scouts. If you do or do not know, hello Sawyer. I know you're watching this, possibly, maybe, I don't actually know. You could not be at all. But, so, this was my first actual summer camp, because, well, couldn't do it the year before, because coronavirus. The year before, well, I wasn't officially in Boy Scouts. I was like some smaller version of it, Cub Scouts they call it, which is similar but different. Now, I remember this really clear as day, so hopefully I don't get too annoyingly specific, but I know everything about this story, so this is my Boy Scout summer camp story, along with I don't know what to put here, Google background, because I freaking can't animate it in this. Like, maybe in like 20 years, when I like have the money of Bill Gates, I'll hire an animator to animate this video. So, yeah, yeah. The first thing I had to do at summer camp was pick out what merit badges I wanted to do. Now, because this camp is big, I was told to pick which merit badges based on where they were. Now, also, there's these things called Eagle required, and Eagle's like the big cool rank, the final one, which you basically just get bragging rights. Hey, buddy! You're stupid. Eagle Scout moment. You lose this argument immediately. That's basically what it's like. And you get some cool ceremony thing. But it's pretty hard to get. So, yeah. I decided I'll take an Eagle required. But I'll also do some just fun merit badges. It's my first summer camp after all. So the merit badges I ended up picking was, first I picked environmental science. A, because it was really close to our camp. Now, our camp is called Kiowa. It's the farthest one out for the other one, but we're right by the waterfront, and we're by ecology. So, that's pretty nice. Now, for names, I'll come up with names later, but, next, which was before lunch, the first merit badge class was like 2 hours long. The next one was small boat sailing, because sailing is cool. Then we had lunch, then we had free hour, and then we had, oh boy, rifle shooting. And after that, which is our final merit badge, we had wilderness survival, and somehow that's not Eagle required. That's really dumb. It should be. So, the first day, we just arrived at like 5 o'clock, me being late for everything. I obviously arrived at like 6. So, we drive up an hour north, and yeah, we arrive. So, the first day we just set up stuff. Now, only a few people's parents came. My mom did, just to make sure I was okay. Because, like, you think my mom would trust me? Well, if you know me, you know that that's a definite no. So, yeah, she came along. And this is in the middle of July, and where I live, July can get hot. Well, it can get hot. Now, when I was putting my stakes in, I realized that I wasn't putting them in right. I was all hot and sweaty when it was done. And I don't think the trading post was open on the first day, so we couldn't really go to the trading post, which kind of sucked, because I was really thirsty. And, yeah, we basically just did nothing for the rest of the day. We got some introduction to what it was, and yeah, that day's basically completely irrelevant. And if you hear me doing anything, that's because I'm getting a glass of water, because talking about this has made me thirsty. So yeah, day 1, I go down to ecology. We have this 17-year-old looking, let's see, a sip of water. Yeah, we had this, like, 17-year-old. Yeah, he was pretty chill. We just talked, like, the vocabulary in, like, terms not ecology, what? Well, that's where it's at camp, the ecology center. But the merit badge is environmental science. We talked about like the importance of it, and then after that we got to play hangman with our newly learned vocabulary. Now, I'll come up with names for these. Yes, there were two of them. One looked a little older. We'll do Keon and Bartholomew. Bartholomew being the old one, and Keon being the younger one. Next, we had small boat sailing. Now, I was really excited to sail, but we kind of just had to learn the rules and stuff, which was stupid. And we got yelled at for, like, digging your toes in the sand, like, a bunch. I don't know why that's a problem. They probably just thought we weren't paying attention. Now, this place served breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, if you didn't like the food, well, you were out of luck. I liked the food for the most part, but, there was a lot of stuff I was allergic to, so that was kind of sad. But oh well. Next day, I really just skipped over the whole afternoon, didn't I? We do rifle shooting, and oh boy, our rifle shooter is harsh. I'm gonna call him Henry. So me and my friends, time to make up another name, because we travel in groups here to go to all our merit badges, at least this year because of COVID. I don't know why, but my friend, why am I struggling with him? Carl, we're kind of just chilling after lunch. Now, the dining hall doesn't serve lunch. The troop does. So, we have about 10 minutes left to break. We decided to go. Now, we realized this place is really far back. So, it takes us a while to get there. But, nonetheless, so we have to end up running through the secret little path of the woods to get there. And we're about 1 or 2 minutes late. We think, oh, no big deal. But this guy's like, you 5! You're... Now, yeah, we were a group of 5. So my... the main friend was Carl, though. That's my main friend. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about him the most, because we stuck together the most. There was also... Charlie. He was cool. But, yeah. This guy said, you're 10 minutes late. You've been holding all of us up. Do you know how rude that is? And I'm just kind of sitting there like, please don't kill me. I don't want to die. Oops. Yeah, this guy gives us a big lecture on this. And the lecture takes like 10 minutes. I was like, that's cap. We were 2 minutes late, Your Honor. And then we go over like vocabulary and stuff and like stuff about rifles. Now my book that I grabbed, because like we're looking all these up from a textbook, guess what? It's outdated. So when he calls on me, I don't really know what to say. I'm like, he's like, are you not paying attention? He says, you will. He says this about this. It's not word for word, but it's pretty close. You will fail this merit badge if you're not paying attention. You hear me? I was like, please, this is my first year. I don't know, my book's outdated. And he says, you've read the book, haven't I? Like I've memorized the whole textbook, and I'm like, eh? Now when we leave, me and my friends are like, did you see that guy? So we warned the next group, look out for that guy. Then we go into Wilderness Survival, which is actually pretty close. And this guy's completely chill and funny. He likes to mess around and crack jokes, and I was really surprised, because isn't like Wilderness Survival like super important and not a joking matter? Guess not. There's this one guy who always talked about death and stuff. I was convinced he was going to kill us in our sleep. And speaking of sleep, we were alerted of something. On Thursday, today was Tuesday, we'd have to build our own shelter and sleep out in it. Now, this was concerning news for my group and all the rest, because I probably should have said this, but it's not just one group in a merit badge, it's multiple. So, yeah. After this, we just go, vibe, and then we have dinner, yada yada, repeat. So, next day, we get to build some, like, little shelters and protect this folded piece of paper in, what's it called? Environmental science. And me, Carl, and, Charlie's group does actually really well. And yeah, small boat sailing, we actually get to sail, and me and Carl were like the wind on that sailboat, on that small sailboat, I should say. We were the rulers. And then, Charlie and his friend, this Bailey, basically, there was one person in the back who, like, managed the rudder and turning, and the other person who tried to catch the wind. Charlie made terrible decisions and basically almost got them hit like 20 times by turning away at the last second. They were basically just playing chicken. So, yeah. Now, after lunch, we're going to, rifle shooting, and we're like, this guy's gonna kill us, man. We're dead. So we leave 40 minutes in advance, get there 20 minutes early, and it's like, oh, I see you decided to arrive on time this time. Good for you. But the one kid who doesn't gets, once again, lectured. Now, this time the guy's really nice, and we actually are allowed to shoot rifles this time, and I figure out I'm a good marksman, which is fun. And then in wilderness survival, we basically have to start fires through various different methods, and then finish talking about, like, survival situations and stuff like that. Now, today, my friends, is the day of reckoning. Today we have to sleep out in the woods. Now, I was not excited. I was convinced this was going to be where I die. So, I tried not to worry about it, and, also, wait, no, hold on. This would be Wednesday. We started on Sunday. Never mind. Today is not the day of reckoning. Today's the day before the day of reckoning. Why do I keep forgetting the name? Environmental science. We talk about bees, and we basically just harass the guy with bee movie jokes. Poor him. Small boat sailing, oh boy, this was a disaster. Oh, wait, no, the disaster was... Oh, wait. No, yeah, disaster was the next day. Today, well, was pretty basic, actually. Although there wasn't as much wind, so it was kind of boring. But, oh well. Now, in rifle shooting, once again, we go early, except this time we don't go as early, because Raymond is convinced we shouldn't even have the break after lunch. We should just go straight there. Now, I thought that's silly because, I mean, we have plenty of time. And me and David are just saying, and David's not a real name, by the way, none of these are real names, are just saying, man, you don't need to rush. And, well, we were right. We arrived early with plenty of time. And, yeah, we did some more things, and the rifle director was nice, which was nice. So, yeah, I, today, because of how well I did with my shooting, got the marksman patch. Some very few get. You could say I am elite. And then, yeah, walking away with my pride, I end up getting things a bit mixed up. We built fire with 3 various different methods. It's today, not the day before. The day before we actually just talked about, like, survival situations. The next day we finished those up. Started fires in 3 different ways. So I'll basically go into detail about that. I just got the days mixed up. So yeah, we had the start fire with flint and steel, lint. Wait, no. We would light bulb with flint and steel, not a battery and a magnifying glass. Now, by the time I got my turn with the magnifying glass, it was cloudy, so we ended up not being able to do that one. But flint and steel, I was kind of just messing around with it, right? Just practicing getting it going, like making sure it worked. Who would have thought I lit fire? The battery I almost burnt my finger off with, so that was fun. And, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you this, but on Monday, I almost got kicked out of my group's breakfast table for being too childish. I mean, what did you expect, guys? It's me. So, yeah, we go to sleep knowing that tomorrow is the day of reckoning. So, we wake up in fear. We basically, environmental science, we just get to take a walk around different places and observe their environments and stuff. And small boat sailing, good lord, this was the disaster day. You know how yesterday there wasn't much wind? Today there was no wind. Absolutely none. It was unbearable. Now, today also happened to be the day that we had to flip our sailboats, which was kind of fun. Except I almost got caught in the sail, according to this one guy, when we flipped ours over, which was kind of hard to flip over without getting trapped under, so it was kind of scary. We basically just had to put all our weight on one end and then fall under. Well, not actually, but just fall in. Just swim out. Don't fall under. That's the thing you try not to do. And then we have to basically either swim to the, well, the ideal thing is you don't turtle it. Turtle it would be flipping it all the way over and possibly getting stuck under. You try and just get it on the side. Yeah, we turtled it. And to make matters worse, our stick fell out. Now, I know you likely don't know anything about small boat sailing, but there's this little thing, this wooden stick that basically that sinks down in, that you, plop in, that helps you move. Ours fell out when we turtled it, so Carl had to swim under and find it. And after that, one of us had to kind of, hold it up. The other would stand and get up and grab the other person so we could lift the dumb sailboat up. So yeah, we got it, but then we faced another problem. It kept falling out again. Even just got it back up, and there was no wind. We could not get back. Everyone else was already back. By the time we were getting close, there was a gust of wind that pushed us back. We got stuck in the weeds. So then the helper, Miranda, I'm gonna call her, tried to help us, but we just got spun around more. Eventually we got it, 30 minutes late for lunch though. The next day is more of the same in rifle shooting. Except this time, yeah, it's just more of the same. And well, now we have, our fun little survival time, in which we must build our shelter in what we like to call the bowl area, which is basically just Firebowl. Now, Firebowl, we had this on night 1, and they did a skit and stuff to, welcome us. I didn't mention that in the story because it's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, now I realized there weren't any sticks here. It was mainly just sand. It's by the beach. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Yeah, we just had to use our tarps from our survival kits that we brought to, tie them to trees and just hope and pray it didn't rain. Now, we also did ours on a hill, so that wasn't comfortable. But oh well. Now, we didn't finish ours, but we get more time when we go back there, or the night, to finish building it. Now I start coughing, and I'm like, uh-oh, I hope I don't have COVID. But it's likely just allergies. I'm sure allergies aren't going to bite me in the butt, are they? Well, yes, they did. By dinner, I was coughing more. Now, this was quite a concerning matter. Oh, dang, this is a long video. I'm really sorry. This was concerning because, we still had 2 days left. Well, 1 full day, and the rest was kind of just pack up, eat breakfast, go home. But still a day, nonetheless. Now, on Thursday, we finished up most of our merit badges, and on Friday was kind of just a makeup day. And I really wanted to finish them in case I got more sick and had to go home. Now, tonight was another big night because our friends, well, some of them, that were voted, and for the Order of the Arrow, which is basically some cool Boy Scout thing, you have to basically go through these trials in which they have to do 24 hours of service, not talk for 24 hours, and sleep out in the middle of the woods. Now, we were kind of doing this too, but Charlie, a member of our group, voted himself in to do this. Well, he elected to do it, and then other people voted him in to do it. So, he sacrificed himself. We basically watched our friends get knighted, and they were sent off into the woods to be killed. No, I'm kidding. They came out fine. And yeah, we just hung out afterwards, and at 9 o'clock, they called us over. We were going to Squid Games, oh my god! No, yeah, we actually just had to finish building our shelter. What I mean by that is tying some tarps together. Now, the group across from us, rivals. It was kind of like medieval times. Sparta and Athens. Yeah, we were friends, but we were rivals as well. Now, we finished our shelter, but then we realized something. Counselor checked the weather forecast, and it was going to rain. Maybe. So, Cole that's what I'm going to call this. Actually, Cole. That's not a fitting name for him. I'm just going to call him... Ari was really prioritizing fire. So he prioritized fire a lot. Now I thought that was dumb. We didn't really need it. So eventually I just went to bed. I was kind of sad. And sleeping away from everyone was kind of concerning to me. I don't really know why. It just was. So we went to sleep. By sleep, I mean I laid there for hours. I couldn't sleep. I was getting delusional. I fell asleep for maybe 30 minutes, even though I had 2 melatonins. The visions in my mind. The bugs inside my brain. It was awful. I was probably up for 5 hours until I drifted into sleep. It was uncomfortable, laying on a hill, but I finally slept. Until at about 2-something in the morning. I thought it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, but I was wrong. It was only like 2:45 something. I wake to a crack of lightning. It's pouring rain. I later learned that this was one of the biggest storms that our state has had in about a year or two. And yeah, we were in the midst of it. I see this bright light, and then I hear this bolt of lightning. A strike of lightning hit right outside of our tent. Well, not tent, our shelter. I was scared, and I said, Carl, we're gonna die. Now, we tried to stretch our tarp out so it didn't sag and get water over us if it rained, but we couldn't even stop it. That's how hard it was raining. There's another kid sitting at the bottom of it. I'm just gonna call him Flabadoodle because I'm out of names. Now, Flabadoodle got really soaked, unfortunately, and I said, Carl, we're gonna die. Should one of us go tell the counselors? Now I saw a light go on the counselor's tent, or could that just be the illumination of the night? I thought he was up, but he wasn't. Now, eventually, Ari, he got up and he said, no, I'm telling them. So we went into the dining hall, except this was the Cub Scout version. We walked over to the Cub Scout side because I was closest, and from 3 a.m. on, we waited. Till day. I was going insane. I exhausted. I sick. coughing to death. I felt like death. I didn't sleep in there. Now, eventually, some truck came back to rescue us and drove us back. But, no, we had to gather up all our stuff, which took like half an hour, put it in the truck. There was a mudslide. So we had to switch truck because this guy didn't have a four-wheel drive. And by the time we got back, everyone looked at us like we were heroes. It was a good feeling. Like, they survived. Our friends were back from their night, but still not exactly able to speak. They still did the vow of silence. But, yeah, we survived. Except one problem. My allergies were getting to the point where I was coughing up blood. I tried to convince them to let me go home, but they wouldn't. So I just took a nap, about a 3-hour nap, because I got no sleep. Like an hour and 30 minutes of sleep. And, yeah, I was still, like, sick as hell. And, yeah, the day felt like a blur. I finished up Mirror Badges, but I still hadn't finished. Had to tie some knots. I was delusional. I passed out like once. I was sick. After dinner, I begged and pleaded even more. They wouldn't let me. The good news was the next day was just kind of wake up, eat breakfast, go. And yeah, there was one last fireball, which was not that fun. And yeah, after that, I went to bed for the last time. I'd survived, except I was still coughing up blood. Eventually, after hours of packing up and going home and coughing my way to hell, we then had to drive me to the ER, and I waited there for hours, and they thought I had to get a COVID test, which I had trauma for another past story, but that story's for another day. And yeah, that was my first year of Boy Scout summer camp. I'm so sorry for how long this video was. Yeah, it was kind of chaos. I have another one in July of this year. I'll probably talk about that in another video. But yeah, peace out. That was a lot of talking.